already rough week for the mountains. Police say an 18-year-old is dead after a truck hit him Thursday morning in Bell County. And a former pediatric doctor at UK Hospital is accused of looking at child pornography on the job. Plus, we have more information on an ongoing daycare child abuse case in Wayne County.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Connor James and happy Friday to you. The time is just now about 5 a.m. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a forecast that's looking kind of busy today.
Yeah, at least for the first half of the day, my friend, and we're going to continue to see those chances for rain off and on throughout your morning and early afternoon. After that, though, I think things will calm down a little bit. Let's take a tour on live pinpoint Doppler radar this morning. Take you down to some of the heavier bands, and you can see those down toward Lake Cumberland, I-75, Somerset. You're probably getting some pretty good rain this morning up toward the line there going into Waynesburg, up toward the Mountain Parkway, Frenchburg, over toward Stanton, back down toward Campton and West Liberty, getting some pretty good rain. Visibility not taking too much of a hit just yet, but it will. Temperatures steady in the upper 50s and near 60, and that's going to be the trend for most of the day. Your high only back to 63. We averaged 71 for this time of the year. Now we're close to that record of 90 set back on this day in 1986. Full forecast on the way here in just a few minutes. Connor?
All right, thanks, Brandon. Well, adding to an already rough week for the mountains, police say an 18-year-old is dead after a truck hit him Thursday morning in Bell County. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to those who knew him.
Just a total tragedy here in Bell County. As a police officer, to go out here and have to work these type of complaints, that's one that you don't want to have to work.
A truck was driving through Pineville early Thursday morning when he saw someone standing in the roadway.
He was unable to avoid him and struck that individual.
The crash killed 18-year-old Ethan Fugit.
We're just all devastated.
Putting those who knew him at a loss.
He's always laughing and cutting up with other kids, just a great all-around kid.
Teachers that had Ethan in class describe him as a sweet person. And even after he left Wright Fork Elementary, he never lost his kind heart.
Just recently, he'd run me down to speak. So he kept that personality.
And the community is mourning the loss of Ethan Fugit alongside his loved ones.
We're hurting with them. They have a shoulder they can lean on in us, and they have our prayers.
Remembering Ethan Fugit. In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Right now, we do not know the funeral arrangements for Ethan. Once we learn those, we will pass them along to you. And 2 of 3 people accused of kidnapping a Knox County teenager appeared before a judge yesterday. Tiffany Cheek and Michael Nason face multiple charges, including human trafficking. Police say kidnappers tricked the 16-year-old girl into thinking Cheek was going to be her new guardian. They then put her in the back of a U-Haul and headed off to Cincinnati. Cheek and Nason were arraigned yesterday in Barberville. Their public defender entered a not guilty plea. A third suspect, Carl Hickman, is still in Ohio. As we reported earlier this week, 2 daycare workers are facing charges after a video showing one of them taunting a toddler. The toddler's mother spoke out about the incident yesterday. Deputies say the worker knew the child had a fear of dolls and small animals, but shook the doll at the 2-year-old anyway. She's facing child abuse charges. The other worker is charged with failing to report child abuse.
Like when she cries, then they, get stuff out and scare her with it. And that's why she is scared of dolls. She has not always been scared of dolls. Just, I guess since she has been there.
The daycare operator told us she stands behind her workers who are not employed while the charges are pending. And a Laurel County man is accused of having a booby trap on his front porch. The sheriff's office posted this photo of the device. You can see the board has several knives sticking out of it. The board was hanging above the man's porch. Raymond Jackson told deputies the board was already there when he bought the house and didn't really know how to remove it. Jackson is charged with possession of a booby trap device. And a former pediatric doctor at UK Hospital is accused of looking at child pornography while at work. Ryan Keith was arrested Wednesday in North Carolina. He was allegedly caught looking at the porn in June of 2017. His residency at the hospital was terminated. The UK Police Department says it got an arrest warrant in the case earlier this month. Well, thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Just ahead on Mountain News this morning, historic rainfall in Quebec is putting a whole community in danger.
And give yourself an extra few minutes to get out the door this morning thanks to some overnight rain and showers that are still falling. I'll track it out for you in about 3 minutes.